Former Deputy Liberal leader Josh Frydenberg has singled out senior Albanese government ministers in the wake of the Bondi massacre, accusing them of failing to protect the Jewish community. Labor has revealed a new plan to crack down on anti-Semitism, which includes taking action against hate speech and radical preachers. Speaking to News Corp, Mr Frydenberg believes the announcement is too little, too late. He specifically has criticised Tony Burke, claiming he has endangered our society and is the wrong person for the Home Affairs portfolio. Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong is also facing the ire of Mr Frydenberg, who has accused her of failing to commit to the safety of the Jewish community. Other members of Cabinet have backed the Prime Minister's plan in the aftermath of the terror attack. That includes a national gun buyback scheme, which is not endorsed by the Nationals leader.
Well, I think we've got to do two things. The first is get guns out of people's hands, but also get the poison of anti-Semitism out of their brain. You know, that's what pulled the trigger last weekend.
Licences aren't the problem. It's the Islamic extremists in this country that have been allowed to permeate and allowed to set up in Australia and that have been able to flourish for the last 2.5 years when the warning signs were there.
Frydenberg visited the memorial at Bondi Pavilion on Wednesday, where he delivered an impassionate criticism against Anthony Albanese. Well, for more, joining us live is former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr Frydenberg, you have singled out two senior government ministers, the Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke and Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong, accusing them of failing Australia's Jewish community, telling News Corp the announcement is too little, too late. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, the Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke is weak. He's full of excuses, and this is a time when we need a Home Affairs Minister who is strong and full of solutions. We need a Home Affairs Minister who is less focused on the votes and more focused on protecting the safety of Australian citizens. And Tony Burke ignored the warnings for the last 2.5 years. His responsibility is to protect Australians, yet on his watch, we have seen the deadliest terrorist attack in Australia's history. And I saw him the other night say, well, he doesn't want a royal commission because that would lead to delays in the response. Well, he's been delaying for 2.5 years. And now the question must be asked, what does he have to hide from a royal commission and the special powers that it will bring? I heard him say the other day he's been taking on Hizb ut-Tahrir, a radical Islamic organisation, every day in his electorate. Well, the reality is that organisation is not banned in Australia, whereas it is banned in the United Kingdom, it is banned in Germany, it is banned in moderate Muslim states, and we've seen from deep investigations that this organisation is grooming young men in our schools, in our universities, across society and online, and it's calling for an Islamic caliphate. Now, how is that in any way consistent with Australia's democratic ideals, with our social cohesion? And he's the Home Affairs Minister. So it's up to him to take responsibility to ban this organisation. And if the laws don't provide it, then pass the laws that will. It, of course, will get bipartisan support, and of course, it will get broader public support. So he has a lot of questions to answer. As Home Affairs Minister, these people were radicalised in Australia. They were radicalised at the factories of hate in Bankstown, factories of hate that still have their doors open today. And on his watch, we saw people go and get terrorist training overseas, acquire weapons here in Australia. He has a lot of explaining to do, and along with the Prime Minister, along with Penny Wong, along with the whole government, they must take accountability and personal responsibility for the loss of 15 innocent souls in Australia's most deadly terrorist attack.